playing a little bit more standard towards those team fights, whereas of course Kazakhstan throughout their qualifier stages, they played through strong laning phases, trying to focus on that early game, trying to focus on their individual matchups instead of looking towards the more holistic team picture. It must be mentioned, of course, that some of their team fights did get a little bit sloppy and chaotic throughout the course of their qualifier. 18 Jakarta Esports demonstration event has now begun, with Team China taking on Kazakhstan.
Level 1. So if they decide to, they could try to layer their CC and force Vision into China's jungle.
We'll see if they decide to stack up in that way, or if they instead just play it, again, safe and focus on the laning phase. And I think that's the biggest focus that we have to look at for Team Kazakhstan. Do they play it safe? They have a team composition that sets them up to invade, to infight, to skirmish, to separate the pieces of China and try to find kills that way. Because if they do fall back, if they do play it safe, it's very easy for Team China to group up and look for those team fights themselves.
Yeah, for Kazakhstan, they do want to finish the game quite early. A 25-minute victory would be what they were looking for. On Chinese squad, however, they are looking for more of that late game potential. Kaisa is that champion that you do expect to be pushed in a little bit in lane, and you can see MLXG is going there to remedy the situation straight off the bat, putting the pressure onto Kazakhstan already.
He's actually invading into the jungle of Kazakhstan, sees that the blue buff hasn't been started by Sins, as it was a red start, and is now taking away the scuttle. Now that ward will spot him out, so that gives some very early vision. And look at that, Uzi and Mako already stepping up to take control of this lane. Despite the push pressure of an Ahri, Uzi's Kaisa is still something that looks to be winning the matchup.
Yeah, that really shouldn't happen in this matchup, to be honest, but Uzi is one of those...
Uh-oh, they're diving under the turret already. Team China's not happy with the laning phase. They find the kills, and they immediately set themselves up for success, though a bit of an overextension sends MLXG to an early grave. Already Team China they're showing us, hey, we know Uzi's the best mechanical player. We're just going to focus on him.
Yeah, we don't want him to fall too far behind in what is supposedly a harder matchup for him, but it doesn't even seem like the case under the mechanical hands of Uzi. He's been playing this lane incredibly well, getting the early push on as well. I would say the only bad thing about that trade coming in from China was that MLXG were pretty far behind. He is going to lose out on experience gain, while on the other hand, Sins was able to pick up a little bit of experience from the incoming wave.
Yeah, there's absolutely an opportunity for Sins to try and dictate the pace of the game now that MLXG is back in the base. Already, though, you can see good vision control from Team China has spotted Sins out in advance. They know where he's going, and MLXG is immediately heading to the opposite side of the map to make sure he doesn't find himself in an unwarranted skirmish. Elsewhere, Xie seems to be holding down the fort against Crayon, forcing an early recall in that mid lane, and no teleport from Crayon. Means that this large wave is about to crash in. Sins is trying to hold it so that Crayon can try to get some of the experience.
Pretty interesting. We saw Crayon actually switch back to Ignite at the last second. He was contemplating taking the cleanse earlier on once he saw the CC combination, but still went with the aggressive option. And this basically means that if he wants this to really work out for him, he has to look for those early kills. He has to play very aggressive and upfront.
And we see Sin setting up a gank up top. The flash engage out of Bula. He's turned upon by Letme, who still gets a kill. Meanwhile, Uzi in the bottom lane finds a kill against Fake Lover. MLXG will chase onto Sin just to scare him away and help push this wave back. But already, Team China, they are coming out swinging.
And that's what we're talking about, China having the more renowned players. Those two plays that just happened were mechanical outplays. It was a straight 2v2 in the bot lane and a 1v2 in the top lane against Letme. Really definitely handled, and he did force out the summoners from Bula XOXO as well.
MLXG is thinking about running towards the mid lane, but Crayon is already hugging his turret. You can see he's down 11 CS as this next wave crashes in, and MLXG is still invading away on Sim's Raptor camp. So still, it looks like Team China are trying to expand this advantage. We thought they were going to take it slow and play for the team fight, but they're just happy to use their raw mechanical advantages, that raw mechanical skill ceiling, to simply outmaneuver Kazakhstan this early on, though there is still plenty of opportunity for Kazakhstan to try to open this game back up.
Yeah, and the person they're going to be looking for to do that for them will be Sins coming in from the jungle. You can see the a bit of the problems with Echo so far, but the top lane trade, I really want to see the finish of it.
Oh, wow, another kill for Let Me, a solo kill at that, keeping track of the flash. And now in the bottom lane, Fake Lover forced to finally use his flash away despite the earlier 2 kills. He did not use it as Uzi and Mako are non-stop aggressing in this bottom lane, and now the wave is pushing into them.
Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult situation for Kazakhstan's bot lane. They're going
right back in. Even MLXG is there. Milky has no flash either. They're even passing over another kill. 2-0-1. 6 minutes in, and Team China have got 6 kills.
Yeah, this is an absolute disaster for Kazakhstan. Like we were saying, that they wanted to pick for a more early skirmish-oriented team composition. But if you're not able to get out of your lanes on even footing at the very least, it's very hard to execute on that strategy. So,
oh, and even in the mid lane, a snare onto Crayon. He had the flash, but didn't get the reaction to jump away from MLXG. This is just non-stop aggression from Team China.
Yeah, and it's happening in all 3 lanes as well. So it's making Kazakhstan, they're having a very difficult time trying to plot out where are they going to actually throw their investments into the lane. All 3 lanes are severely in the negative at this point.
And that's the question, as you said, for Sins. Typically in League of Legends, whenever a lane loses, you try to ignore it and focus on one lane that's winning to try to offset that balance instead of equalize it. Well, currently, Sins, he's the only one who's winning right now, excluding Milky, the support, who can't really put on a carry performance. Does he just focus on his own carry instead and try to go for the full assassin AP Echo from the jungle, or does he instead look towards one of these lanes that has CC and try to reset the matchup?
I really like you mentioned the fact that he is, in fact, going for the runic Echoes, going for the more heavy carry build instead of the tank build that we usually see Echo jungles go for.
Again, Mako finds the engage and lands a stun onto Fake Lover, but just constantly reminding them of the pressure that Uzi and Mako can put out this Team China bottom lane. But to get back to Sins, he's hovering around the mid lane right now. He is level 6 and might try to find something as Xie forced to flash over the wall. That's the Infernal Chains. Realm Warp, he steps back in and gets away. Red buff ticking down, and Xie might just survive here. MLXG and Let Me looking to go 2v3. They're still getting good damage, but a quick ascension from Crayon gets him back away, and Sins will get popped before he can even use his ultimate. The flash engage under the turret as Mako chases in. It's 3 kills to Team China. This is an absolute slaughter as they are chasing Team Kazakhstan under the mid-tier 1 turret.
And what an impressive cleanup coming in from the Chinese squad. All members flooding in to help Xie out into the mid lane. And that was a full 4-member rotation into the mid lane to swing what was started out as a 3v1 situation.
That's 11 kills to 2, and now the mid-tier 1 turret is being broken down. They're even denying some of these minions here to prevent Kazakhstan from picking up some of the experience as Xie gets solo gold. He might only have 2 assists right now, but he is very far ahead of Crayon in CS. Uzi is another 30 CS down in that bottom lane. Even in the top lane, Let Me, after those kills, 4-1 and 2 right now, is 20 CS ahead of Bula. This is Team China aggressively snowballing the game.
Yeah, and that's also their coordination coming to the forefront as well. All of their members are able to come into the mid lane at a moment's notice.
Oh, but they are trying to chase Uzi as he's forced to flash away in the bottom lane. Sins is ready with the dive. He's still got the Chrono Break ultimate, but it turns out they're able to chase down Bula. That's Sins trying to look for Uzi, misses the Timekeeper, and will be forced to back out of this, right back into MLXG, who finds himself a triple kill. Every play that Kazakhstan has tried has been turned on its head.
That was a great diffusion coming in from Mako to save his own AD carry. I really like what Kazakhstan tried to do right there. They had Bula XOXO come in from the top lane, try to surprise Uzi, but China was one step ahead of them. They had MLXG at the wings. Mako was waiting there as well, and the complete play backfires so horribly on them.
And it's 15 kills to 2. In the mid lane, Let Me and Xie were able to find a kill onto Crayon. You can see Bula XOXO is trying to do the only thing available to him, push all the way up to the tier 1 turret and try to force this wave to be cleared out. But here comes Let Me, not afraid of these minions at all and happy to step in as he's got Xie there with him to follow up with a snare and even more damage. Bula, he's trying to get something to happen, but he just cannot break apart this unsurmountable force that is Team China.
Yeah, and you can see the fearlessness out of Bula XOXO. He couldn't see the Rive rotation, but he was willing to step up to Let Me, despite the kill difference, because he had the backing of the minions. He wanted to fight it out, and that's the spirit you need to have when you're going up against one of the top dogs in the tournament.
You have to be able to stand your ground. They've picked themselves into this composition, into this setting, to try and challenge some of the best in the world. And now they find themselves struggling to answer back. They're learning why Team China has some of the best in the world in this matchup. But still, this wave is pushing in. The bottom tier 1 turret is still standing. But Teleport is ready for both Xie and Let Me. There's plenty of opportunity for Team China to expand this lead even further. And they are giving Team Kazakhstan no respite. There is no rest.
Just going at it again and again, and you can see Let Me is so far ahead into the top lane. That was another solo kill going down. Can Sins tried to reverse this 3v2 into the bot lane, but unfortunately isn't able to get any of the stuns so far this game.
Sets up the Chronosphere, but not able to find either Uzi or Mako. Neither of them have summoner spells, but they both play it safe regardless and take no chance that they can get caught. Even MLXG is hovering on this top side of the map. Bula's on his way to defend, but MLXG with the Rift Herald buff could look to break an early tier 2 turret.
And you can slowly see China inching across the midway point of the map.
Oh, the flash engage onto Bula the moment he shows himself, and the Rift Herald into vision under the turret. Team China are trying to accelerate this game as quickly as possible.
And League of Legends games usually do not go this fast. Typically a game is around 35 minutes, and we see about 20 kills maybe total in that 35 minutes, but we already are at the 20 kill mark here at just a third of the time.
In the mid lane, Sins is trying to go one-on-one against Xie. He lands the Chronosphere, but Xie with the delayed snare simply outplays him, sees the move 2 plays in advance, and is able to deny it.
China completely crushing on the map right now. There is no corner for Kazakhstan to hide in.
Now they're setting up a dive. Uzi and Mako looking for Fake Lover and Milky. They've got Bula there as well. This could be able to find a kill under the turret. They're able to drop down Mako as Xie with massive damage is able to force Bula to back away, and a quick flash gets Xie over the wall.
I would say that would be the first fight that Kazakhstan has really taken over China in this game so far. You could see that Mako probably went in a little bit too deep, and once again, Bula XOXO is able to reinforce the bottom lane. This is how the Quinn pick is played. You do get incredible movement speed with your ultimate.
And look at that. Xie simply walking into the jungle, finds Sins and kills him. In the bottom lane, Fake Lover has died as Uzi and MLXG were able to chase under the turret and finish off the tier 1. This is a quick acceleration from Team China to break open the base of Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan did come out ahead of the prior fight, but they wanted to hold on to their territory a little bit too much, and China was just so far ahead. Xie did not even go back to base. He was able to heal off of his potions, heal off the honey fruit, and just come back in and snag another kill.
And now they're looking to continue to push this pressure to force Kazakhstan back. You can see the complete absence of vision from Kazakhstan as Bula is chased down. Let Me hardly even has to auto-attack to finish it off as he is 8-1-3. MLXG is at 7-1-6. And then you've got the kill distribution across Xie and Uzi. Kazakhstan, they needed to take an early advantage. They threw it all towards this compositional gambit, and it did not pay off as Team China were able to outplay them and deny it almost completely.
Yeah, China coming out with the superior laning phase overall, winning all 3 of their lanes and keeping the jungle pushed in as well. The question for Kazakhstan is, how do they really rebound from this situation? And personally, I believe it will have to come down to those picks. They do have the tools to make it happen. They just need to find the target.
Now Mako, he's looking to engage as he's able to find a knock-up onto 2. MLXG chases. Let Me from the side has found Bula, and again bullies him away. Uzi finds himself his first kill. Crayon lands the Infernal Chains, looking for some more damage, trying to lock him down as he's dropped into the Resurrection, but will still be forced to flash as this is just a dive from Team China. They find a double kill and chase it even further. Realm Warp to look under the inhibitor turret, forces the flash from Fake Lover. He will escape with his life unless Uzi gets the snipe, but he does not. And now Team China are looking at this middle tier 2 turret.
And China, just with the faster rotation speed overall, they have the better vision control over the enemy jungle, are able to push in and collapse. A lot of great plays happening right there. Let Me sniping out Milky, the support, on the backside, over the wall, blind into the jungle, still able to find that kill, and everyone just following up so nicely. This is what we should expect from the Chinese squad. Their snowballing potential in these fights, their ability to rotate faster than their opponents is really their hallmark.
And Kazakhstan trying to play China's style against them with these assassins, with these aggressive lanes, find themselves unable to keep up. As we get to the 15-minute mark, they are down 22 kills in this game as Uzi, he lands the Void Seeker and continues to push this wave up. Now the inhibitors haven't been broken yet, so Kazakhstan still get the chance to move around the map, but slowly but surely they are losing ground, they are losing territory. I say slowly but surely, it seems like faster and faster as Team China are just accelerating this game.
And it's going incredibly fast, 25-3. Rarely do we see games as one-sided as this and as bloody as this. Typically, you know, paces do slow down, the games do roll into the 30 minutes, but China is having none of that. They're not going to wait it out. They're not going to give Kazakhstan any chances to come back.
No rest for the weary. Kazakhstan are now forced to defend their top inhibitor turret as China bring in a minion wave. 16 minutes forward, they're already pushing up with no hesitation. Now Bula's here along with Milky. There's plenty of engage and picks. They don't quite manage to land the knockup as the fight breaks out. MLXG leads the charge for Team China. Crayon on the side with no ultimate gets snared and dies. Uzi again chases it down as that is 4 kills. Sins is trying to defend in the mid lane, but the inhibitor is already broken. Now it's 5 versus 1. The death timers are short, but Team China could be looking for a very fast game right here and right now. They find themselves the kill onto Sins. They find themselves the ace, and they're trying to find themselves the game.
And what a clean ace that was, a 5-for-0 right in front of the inhibitor base. They take down every single member of Kazakhstan and finish it in a set 17-minute match.
An absolute shellacking as Team China come out with a dominant Game 1 victory. As you said, 17 minutes trying to set the record in Game